to Bronze Babble. Today we have me, Davi, Taylor, Heath, and Taneman to discuss the
Hello.
recent EMA events, not the drama, just the games. We are just talking about the games and the
Oh.
teams.
There was drama.
Why am I here then?
Yeah, true. Why are you here?
I was
Anyone
going to say
want
some
to say
controversial comments about the drama, but I'm not allowed, clearly.
something? Yeah, no, we're shutting it down. We're not doing that.
Sad.
I didn't
Very
think there was
sad.
drama.
No, actually, you're right. Nothing happened. Nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever happens.
All right. Anyone have something to say, or do we immediately go to talk about the teams?
I think we just jump right in.
All right,
Yep,
let's go.
Sounds good.
Atlantic it is. Anyone have an opinion?
I am surprised that they won when one of their players had a heart attack.
Well, I don't.
They didn't win.
Did they not win?
They lost.
Yeah, but at least they did survive the heart attack, so that's a win in a way, you know.
We're glad to still have Sky with us. Not in
Sure.
the game.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Clearly, I'm not paying enough attention.
Well, this isn't news, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was definitely one of the more interesting games we've had this season. Although there's quite a bit of competition, which is maybe, well, not the best. But yeah, Atlantic looking pretty good, I would say. At
Yeah,
least
they're 2-1 now. Do we fancy? What do we think? What are the odds that they don't make playoffs in the top 3 slots? Because it is still possible.
It's very low, though, I think.
The last game is against Nip, right?
It is, yeah.
I mean, Nip with Pandy back in the team is really scary. Like, they played against FaZe with the sub of Shipty, who obviously played really well. I think was the highest rated player in that game. But the identity kind of looked a bit off without them. So I think with Pandy, with somebody to really push like the mid-round calling, that could be a real barrier for Atlantic to try and come through. They'll have I think a lot better play with Pandy back in than with Shipty, even though Shipty's probably even better an individual player than Pandy.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the thing is, only one team can actually, because Hot don't have a chance of making top 3 anymore. So the top 3 spots are only contested by 4 teams in total, and like it's only. I mean, it's just a question of whether FaZe can one up them there. But I mean, I think they have the head-to-head against FaZe, so that kind of favors them to probably make top 3 instead of them. But I mean, we'll see.
I do also believe if Nip beat Atlantic, now Atlantic are 2-2. Depending on what the game with FaZe and XTC goes like, Nip have head-to-head on XTC, FaZe have head-to-head on Nip, and I don't know how it all works out. If FaZe beat XTC, then I think FaZe would go number 1, provided they beat Hot as well. Like if we were able to beat Hot, but I think if we lose to XTC and Nip beat Atlantic, that guarantees Atlantic and XTC top 2, and that would leave Atlantic still in 3rd, and FaZe would drop to 4th. So there's a lot of results that can really affect where Atlantic fall to. But if they lose to Nip and FaZe also perform well, I think then Atlantic end in 4th. So the head-to-head against FaZe is the only thing that can push them up into 3rd if they lose to Nip.
How would we feel about Atlantic versus Nip? Who would we favor there?
I'd say Nip.
I think it is Nip.
I don't know, though.
I mean, Atlantic certainly have a good chance. I wouldn't give it like a massive margin, but I think Nip do have a margin on Atlantic.
I would sort of give it like a 60-40 because we've seen Nip falter like against FaZe, and that was against a team that was like largely vibes, barely any practice. Like Atlantic have like a lot of practice. They have a good team, so I don't think they're as massively favored as people think. Like they're favored, but not,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, it does like make me wonder though, seeing as they have lost to in a. I mean, it's hard to tell because that game obviously had some extenuating circumstances for XCC, so it's hard to, or sorry, for Atlantic, so it's hard to fully judge how much the result really means. But I think that does kind of suggest that if you look at it as well as the fact that XCC did lose to NIP, probably NIP are the favorites, but I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. I mean, especially if Knight pops off. I don't see any of the players on Atlantic pop off. Anything can happen, I think, and yeah, should be a good game probably.
Yeah, for sure. Something to look forward to. Absolutely. And well, I think that's all said really on Atlantic. I mean, all the best wishes to Sky as well. I mean, as far as we know, nothing is actually like seriously up or anything. But hope it stays that way. Hope that was just a fluke.
Let's hope. Prayers
Yeah,
out,
for sure.
Prayers out to Sky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then on to Hot, because for some reason we're talking to Hot about Hot second. But okay. Hot now 0-3 after another loss to Ecstasy, a game that wasn't streamed. Very unfortunately. But I think, did most of us watch that? I think most of us were there to watch that, right?
Yeah, no, I don't really remember the game very well, but I think I more or less know what happened.
I don't think I did see that one. I must admit.
Sorry, you're a merchant. Try and carry a team as far as you could.
I mean, that was Shifty's first map win, by the way. He's 1-8 on maps now.
Yeah, all he has to do is drop 35 kills. It's a pretty repeatable strat, I think. I think
Sure.
you can rely on this going into playoffs.
Keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Real strong lower bracket run. Just have your Euros drop 35 every game. You're probably going to win. Was
It's
it
a good
still
strat.
13-11, that map?
It's a great
Yeah.
Even with the 35 kills?
I think we've had more 13-11 maps than any other kind of map score by quite a large margin at this point.
I think that might be true, yeah.
The amount of I'll be honest, the amount of 13-11s or at least like 13-11s or overtimes we've lost it's very frustrating. But
I do unfortunately think that like your overall record like does paint you a lot worse than you actually are. Like a lot of the games have been very close. Like it's not like you've been completely
for sure.
blown out of the water and it's unsavable. Like it's 0-4, like over kind of thing. Like it's the lower bracket run is completely doable.
Thankfully,
yeah, I mean,
okay, now go on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of cope that I have for us, but obviously, like that's not that's not really what we should be talking about, probably. But I do think one thing I want to say is that I think because unfortunately we did have to play the last 2 games with a sub. I mean, 1.5 games. The phase game is not over yet, but I do think that like having Doug over Spoln, as much as Spoln played good and he's definitely not a bad player at all. I think Doug for us, he's definitely one of our better players, and he has done a lot for us when he did play for us. And I think if we had him in those games, it probably would have been enough to tip the difference on some of those 13-11 maps. And I mean, especially on Lotus, I think his Omen is really good, and it would have probably been enough to carry us across the line. But anyway, either way, the tournament does give us a chance to play playoffs, even if we do go 0-3, 0-4. So yeah, can't wait to make the run happen.
And honestly, thankfully, we haven't really had any team that got like completely blown out. I mean, obviously, Hart and Seal, both of which have representatives in this battle, are the closest, But I would argue neither Hart nor Seal were like truly are truly atrocious, right? Like we've gotten quite lucky that there is a decent amount of parity between seemingly all teams.
Yeah, we are like I think 5 rounds total away from being 3-1 or 2-1 rather. So I mean it's just the way it goes sometimes, but
I mean, we could be looking at something really crazy, which is Hot could very realistically end up bottom of the group, 0-4, and they could still have a winning round differential because they are battering FaZe on Haven so aggressively that they might get +13 purely off of that. And I mean, right now it's 9-0. Not much sign of life on FaZe in that Haven game so far. And I think Hot would have. I don't think you guys are really too far down right now on the round differential.
They're minus 20.
It's
Oh,
decently
minus
far down
20.
because of
Yeah.
we got kind of cooked on the in the NIP game,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
they
and since then everything else, even when we won a map, it's been close. So we don't really have anywhere where we're getting massively positive. And I mean, except obviously the FaZe game, which hasn't been played yet fully. But I mean, I guess that's one thing we could talk about is how do we feel about that the rest of that game. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, for those who don't know, unfortunately, the Hot and FaZe game did get cut short on map 2 because John Riot did not want Hot to be able to win a map. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
That is pretty unlucky.
But yeah, how do you feel about the rest of the map? Because I mean, the interesting thing is now, since in the meantime, Hot has played their game against Ecstasy. Now, essentially, they have nothing to play for anymore. We kind of just like, no matter if we win or lose, we will be 4th or 5th. So the difference there is kind of irrelevant. And yeah, how do we think that match will finish?
As a player in that game, I'm fucking ecstatic. I mean, I would never willingly cheat to win these games, but when God hands you a free rematch on like a day that's way more convenient,
Yeah,
Take it.
like it's.
I
I
mean-
mean, we were having some.
to give some insider info as well, I mean, probably Hot will have to play with sub for Shifty, seeing as he's gonna be gone for another few weeks on holiday. So yeah, I mean, it might be your lucky day, FaZe, but who knows?
All the players keep going on holiday. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Is he going to China by chance?
No,
that
that
was
not quite,
China.
not quite.
players in China.
Well, Big FaZe has actually just slowly set in motion really promising job opportunities for all of the Hot players in East Asia. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, yeah,
FaZe
we'll be
Clan
shipping
is
out all of the Hot players.
FaZe Clan has a lot of money, you know.
I mean, as a spectator, I actually don't know what to say. It's a reschedule. Like anything could happen. Like
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. There's nothing. It like any sort of possibility could happen in that game. I hope it's just the funniest outcome. That's all I want. I want the funniest thing to happen, which, depending on which either one of Heath or Tono I speak to, is going to really drastically differ.
I just can't. I need to step up individually because, you know, winning. Nah, I don't care about winning the game. I need to beat Jamit on the stats leaderboard. This guy is baiting so hard for the highest
Well,
stats
That's
you've
my
ever
W
seen.
team.
I just got a DM saying Gemma is down to submit for us, so you know we can make it happen. We can make the 1v1 happen on the
That is my W.
to play for the stats.
I'm
If
gonna
anybody sees
keep
any,
baiting for him just so it goes up.
if anybody sees any under the table deals between me and Tunnel Man, and I suddenly start fragging him a lot in these next few games, don't question it.
Don't look.
Hey,
does-
hey,
it-
hey!
It does not need
Look.
to be. Match fixing wouldn't happen in PCT.
You know,
so we don't need to
I
worry
am a
about it.
poor student in need of any money can get, but I'm a morally integral man. I promise, no, no
We'll see.
bribes will be accepted.
It's only match fixing. if
For
someone
sure,
finds
for
out about
sure.
it.
We'll see how many
That's
zeros
true.
your
That's true. It's
integrity
only a
can
crime if
tolerate.
someone knows.
Exactly.
Exactly, that's the trick right there.
Yeah, that is the trick. That really is. Also, the winning the game actually could matter to get 4th or 5th seed in your case. And I know that there's not a big difference, but if you think Seal are bad, then there is a big difference.
Well, I mean, it just depends on your mentality, really. Because if your hopes are of winning the whole tournament, if that's the only thing that you really care about, realistically, it doesn't matter who you play against, because eventually you're gonna have to be better
True,
than
that's
them
fair.
anyway. So, I mean, obviously, you know, it does give you one easier match, which is never a bad thing. But especially
Yeah,
given that
that
we're
is
not
true.
playing with full roster. It's not super impactful for us whether or not we win or lose this game, but it still would be funny to win. That's for sure.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just on 13 hours. I beg. Give us a round.
I would love a 13-0, but on to the
Well-
next game. Well, next team. Nope. Obviously, we have already like somewhat talked about them by talking about Atlantic, but clearly we feel pretty good about this team still. They did drop a game there, but clearly we still think they're very good. Someone want to say anything specific?
No, I'd sort of just agree with you. Like I think they're just a good team.
I definitely do think that I don't want to take anything away from the game that FaZe won, especially because like it was such a fun series, both to play and to watch. I imagine the Lotus was an absolutely crazy map. Something's happened to Sky again, I think.
That's crazy. I can't be saying that.
I hope he's okay.
Oh god.
That's insane.
We're about 10 minutes in. It's already gone off the rails.
Was it ever on the rails?
No, I don't think so.
But I'm definitely thinking that going forward, Nip with Pandy is a very different team just in how they play. The way that they played against us when they played with this summer ship team, like the roles were completely swapped around. Their style of play was very different.
They didn't play
especially on
tail.
defense. Exactly. Like it's so difficult for them to rely as much on how consistently aggressive they were, particularly on extremities, when they didn't have that same confidence that they had in Pandy, both on attack and defense side, to hold the opposite side of the map. Whether that's to just like find a kill on defense and get out and play for the retakes, when the rest of the team is running like these very aggressive set strat, like taking space, and also on attack when Pandy is trying to find these lurk timings through and playing off the pressure that the really like heavy aggressive approaches from the like Neon Teo stuff is going for. So I think it'll be pretty interesting to see if, you know, it's more of a case of Nip playing really, really well in the first few games and maybe that being a bit of an overperformance. And the FaZe game being something more of the level we can expect to see of them, or if we're shifting towards maybe people kind of understanding how to play against that a bit more, now that they know that they're going to get run down by these really aggressive strats, they can kind of start to deal with it a lot better. So yeah, seeing Pandy come back in for this game against Atlantic, I think is going to provide quite a lot of insight going forwards for how they'll look in playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally am a little bit of an enemy because Blazer, I thought they were like after the first few games. To me, they were like the number one team in tournament. I would even have picked them over Sog personally, but honestly, I mean, you know, genuinely the reason they lost against FaZe, and there's no shade to FaZe, but it's just they got Shifty to sub in, and I mean the man is just cursed. He can't win maps. It's been known to be a problem. So ultimately, I mean, it's just doesn't matter how many kills he will drop on that sub position, he will just lose the game. So
But
yeah,
do we
no,
think it's Shifty's curse or Hot's curse?
Both.
I think, well, I don't know. That's a good question. But I mean, when I subbed in, I won with Nats. So, you know, it's probably looking more to be Shifty, but
Shifty curse.
yeah.
Very unfortunate.
I mean,
but on the more serious though, I do think that NIP they have a very high ceiling, but I mean, they can look a bit more rough as well. And I think it's like, you know, when everything's clicking, when Kai's fragging and his feeling it, his calling is also gonna work. And like if everything's like kind of falling into place for them, they are incredibly strong. But when things kind of are like a little bit more rough and things don't go as well, sometimes they can have some issues too. So they're definitely not unbeatable by any means. I mean, we've seen that as well. Regardless of the sub, I think, yeah, it's shown that they do have weaknesses, and yeah, we'll see how they do against Atlantic, I suppose.
Yeah.
As a player in the greatest comeback in PCMT history against NIP, I do actually think they're still like a really, really good team. I think what might let them down is maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. Because obviously I know that Kaipo is IGLing, and then I know that Pandira does a little bit of the mid rounding and a few things like that. I think that could maybe become a problem, or it might not. But to play devil's advocate, it might be a case of maybe too many cooks in the kitchen, and I think that can just lead to, I don't know. Let's say for example, Kaipo's called a fast rush B, but someone sees something mid, and then Pandira's gone, oh no, let's back up. It can frazzle players, especially as not saying everyone's terrible in PCMT, but we're not Radiants, we're not pros. It can frazzle people quite easily. But in the same way, we've seen them play some incredible Valorant, so it can go either way. Obviously, Kaipo's never going to be able to beat me, and that's okay. They just have to accept that fact. Whether that be in PCMC or skirmish, that's okay, Kaipo. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I mean, I think it's just also one of the things IGLing from the duelist role. Sometimes I think it can be a little bit you will be a bit more streaky in the sense of if everything is working and you're feeling it, you'll kind of intuitively also start calling better. But if you're having a bit of a rougher game, I think it can also quite quickly stack up and have a cascading effect sort of. And yeah, that's one of those. I mean,
for sure.
But I do think that Kai is great as a caller, even on the duelist role, which is honestly I think quite impressive.
Kaipo is incredible, but they can't beat me. So
yeah, that's Taylor's.
Wow, well, we'll see.
The ultimate kryptonite, I suppose.
I mean, there's not much that Kaipo can do against the sheer vibes of resulting in and hitting your own jet. What can you do when a team's doing that and still just fucking running down the site?
How can they know what I'm doing if I don't know what I'm doing?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That is very true. There is barely a world where NIP don't make top 3. There technically is, but it does not exist.
I think it's one specific combination of results.
Yeah, no, they need a 3-way tie, and they need to be at the bottom of that 3-way tie, and it is still possible, but it's yeah, no, it is almost certainly not happening.
Yeah.
Chance for it to happen, it's unlikely.
Wait, actually, is there even a chance? No, actually, there isn't a
no,
chance at all.
I think
there isn't a chance at all.
If Atlantic beat them and FaZe also go 2-2, then it would be a 3-way
tie. But it would be a 3-way tie then.
But Atlantic and FaZe both have have head-to-head, so then it actually could happen.
Oh, true. Yeah, it could.
So actually, it is. Yeah, it's gonna.
Then Atlantic will be 3-1.
Basically, if they win, they're guaranteed. If they lose, it's down to how FaZe perform, I think.
Yeah, true.
FaZe need to lock in.
Surely FaZe wouldn't go 9-0 down on Haven, so it's fine.
That would never happen.
Well, they need to win one of the games for them to possibly, if they win both games, actually, then it gets kind of rough for NIP if they also lose against Atlantic. But,
yeah.
Or Atlantic, it might be XC. I don't know. I'm tripping. No, it is Atlantic. Sorry.
It is Atlantic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do we fancy NIP's playoffs chances? Because of course we think they're very good, and we think they have a very good chance to get top 2 seeds here, right? Or at least make the upper bracket in playoffs.
Yeah.
So what do we think they'll do with that? What do we think the chances are?
I think they have a chance to win the whole thing. I also can see a world where they go 1-2 in playoffs or something and don't perform too hot. It just depends a bit on. I think it'll be telling how the last group stage game probably goes. But I think I can see both worlds really. It just depends a little bit on their form as a team as well. I think they've shown very high ceilings, but also some somewhat lower lows. I mean, not horrible, but they can lose to various teams, I think. And yeah, they'll just come down to the day of the matches, I think, really.
Yeah.
And fortunately for Nip as well, they'll be going into a game against Group Omega, so it's fine. They'll win. Like
That's
mostly-
Hey,
mostly-
unless I'm there. Unless
mostly,
I'm
now-
mostly
now
frauds
we're
on
getting
that side of the
somewhere.
bracket anyway.
if
I
So-
don't know where this
Now-
belief that Group Omega's worst is coming from. I don't know.
let me just remind you, Heath. You needed my team. Okay, we're gonna bring that up, but you needed my team to win, so don't even go there.
We
Don't
need
even go
you
there.
guys to,
but
to
you
win
know.
against another Group Alpha team. I think Group Alpha is just the stronger side at the
I
minute,
think
you know?
you just
I think the only reason you think that is because you're in Group Alpha.
FaZe are just terrible.
Well, but you know,
All I'm saying is FaZe haven't lost a scrim to any team in Group Omega.
Okay, but also I wouldn't ever go.
All I'm saying
I
is
would never go 9-0
every
down.
Seal scrim we've played against Group Alpha teams, we've won.
I would never go 9-0 down in an official.
I would talk some shit, but then again, I've never been able to run an actual scrim, so it's just. All right, do we move on?
Yes.
I think so, yes. I think so. Actually, I will say, because you gave such a boring take on NIP, my take on NIP is that they finished third in playoffs. I'm
Who
just going to give it
finishes
a number.
second?
Okay,
Wow,
I
we'll
like that,
see.
I like
We'll
that.
see. But
Oh,
yeah, NIP are
see, now
third.
we're backing out. The takes were too boring.
No.
but
No,
you
no, no,
can't-
no,
you-
no.
you
Well,
can't-
We
you
need
can't-
to
no,
start
but,
getting
like-
spicy. We need to start throwing some shade.
Dobby,
Okay,
I need to hear the
Nip is
power
shit.
rankings for Group
Okay,
Alpha.
okay.
Nip's third? Who have we got around that?
So, NIP are third. And who's going to finish second is...
No, we're not.
I don't know. I'm making this shit up.
Are we
I'm making
talking
this shit
about
up on the
results
fly.
or power ranking? Because I think
New-
power ranking is interesting.
New are coming first.
No, results.
Oh,
I'm
results.
doing results.
Okay,
But
okay.
we can also do a
Newt
power
still come
ranking
first?
on the fly if we want.
No, New are winning the whole thing. Don't matter where we
Kinda
finish.
hard.
Oh,
roll
right, I
kept
see, just
the-
the tournament. Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Hmm,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
well,
I would say Hard finished second. However, that is not quite possible because Seal, of course, are winning.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I would say
And
Steel
both
Hot
and
top
Seal would
2,
have to make
but
the playoffs lower bracket
yeah,
run.
no,
So we would meet in the lower bracket finals. So
can't
one of
both
us
be
would
top
have to
two,
finish
yeah.
third, you know.
well,
So
unfortunately.
yeah, I mean, we'll see each other in the lower bracket.
True.
All right, Ecstasy. 2-1 now. Ecstasy are actually in a very good position here as well. It is kind of insane, but you know, their game against Hot non-streamed again. We've talked about it a bit, but it went pretty well when they weren't getting dropped 35 on. Close game, but they win. So at the end of the day, good for them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really interesting team to watch where their top ranked
Yeah, for
player
sure.
is a crazy good player, but for some reason, whenever he plays in their officials, he just decides not to do anything, and then Alex just carries them. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
crazy.
I mean,
Like,
Alex
Cinder-
is the GOAT, though, so...
Alex
That's
is
true,
crazy.
yeah.
Alex
Like,
is
Alex
great.
is so good.
Look,
But you look at the doc and you see Cinder should be maybe doing a bit more for this team.
you know,
Where's he at the minute?
I've played with, I've played in games with Cinder for a long time, even before PCMT, and the legend of the scrim there, of the one who can only do it in the scrims, is it's his oldest time. He might be a fraud, honestly. And you know, I was glazing my goat, and he is my goat, but yeah, he he has not shown it so far. Well, I think just been like some glimpses of brilliance, but not really the big stand-up performances that he is capable of. But on the flip side, if he does at some point decide to wake up, I mean, XCC I think are a very scary team, especially considering how good Alex has been as well. I mean, his chamber on like I was casting the game of XCC versus, I think it was Atlantic, and he just kept getting insane kills on Seaside, like peeking people, pushing up C long on Haven, and I was just thinking like, damn, there's no way he's getting away with this. Surely Atlantic Atlantic just need to use more util, do something about it. And then we played against them on Haven ourselves, and he just did the exact same thing to us, and I just don't know how. I mean, he's just different on some of these side holds. It's really incredible.
Yeah.
I have one very special. I'll get it out in a second. Special message for one really lovely member of Ecstasy. Jesse, you suck.
This is official Bronze Babble opinions and stand.
You suck, kid. Sorry. I wouldn't pie in an official. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hold you to that, Taylor. We will hold you to that.
Please don't.
Oh, I will.
No, you
I
can't lie.
will.
But no, actually, for real, XTC do like look like a pretty solid team, like a good team. I'm like half in between. Like, as much as they definitely can, and in some ways maybe should come first seed. I think they're too they're too up and down for my liking. I think the players are also too up and down for my liking as well. Like, as much as yes, Alex is the GOAT. Like, you know, they're great, but you can't just rely on one standout player the whole time. Like, everyone needs to be firing, and I think I've watched too many games where like people just aren't firing, and I think they're lucky that, like, especially against Hot, I think they were bailed out like quite a few times. I think it's in a lot of the games they've been bailed out like quite a bit. So I think they just need to sort of figure out where the players stand, because I'm not going to name names, not to harp on players, but you see a lot of the times that the players that are on roles where they should be shooting aren't shooting. They've got Stormtrooper aim, and that's not very helpful.
Yeah, I wonder who that is addressed to. I sure wonder.
Well, I have a thought about Hot, and something about Cinderino as well. Is, would this team be unbeatable if they got a nutritionist? Because we did see that one of the players on Ecstasy was maybe eating the worst meal I've ever seen in my life, which consisted of, what was it, green beans, fries, some fried chicken, and some Skittles?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Skittles were that part. You know, I think some
Skittles.
Some might, like, you know, there's been a lot of discussion this season about the rule set of PCMT and all that, but I think a rule of not allowing Skittles on your dinner plate should be added, because truly, like, what are we doing? I mean, there's just not a chance we're allowing this.
Well, we
honestly.
all know Skittles are vegetables, right?
So
it's perfectly fine.
As soon as some
They are.
meals start getting eaten, then I think they're going to be an amazing team. But
I
as
hope
long
the
as
green-
those dinners are coming out, it ain't happening.
I mean, I heard the green Skittles are really high in fiber, so, you know, maybe it's not going
Yeah.
too bad over there on the dietary front. Maybe Cinder's doing much better than we thought.
Maybe the diet macro is like really in depth. There's a whole spreadsheet of what Skittles do what.
It's like
maybe-
the Icebox talk.
You know, I'd like to see what kind of dinners he's having before the scrims, because maybe, you know, that you might be onto something there.
Oh
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we found the root cause.
Like before scrims, it's like 5-star Michelin dinner.
No, but before
before
scrims, it's like 30 Skittles, and then before officials, he only eats 5.
And
And that's the issue.
it has to be a balance. It has to be the same.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
If the food is really the deciding factor, I'd love to know what Bekosh was eating. Because, I mean, that guy must have had like a fucking home cooked meal from Gordon Ramsay, or from somebody. Like, bro, this guy went absolutely nuclear.
The greatest meal of all time, I think. It must have been.
yeah. On that one last thing, I mean, we were talking a little bit about the individual players on Ecstasy, and you know, there is a little bit of drama. I mean, I know we weren't supposed to talk about too much of it, but there's a little bit of drama regarding some of this, and that's the fact that Faye subbed in for Yessi
I was
on
gonna
map
address it at the
3
end.
of
Our lovely
of
producer
XCC
Thorny.
versus
Oh,
Hot.
so I wasn't the only one that got messaged about. Okay, good.
Okay. So our lovely producer Thorny said in his own
Lovely.
words, and I quote, "If Faye drops 20, I'm killing myself." Now, Fade did drop more than 20,
And
and
Thorny's
yet
still
here he
here.
is.
He's still
So
here.
let it be known, Thorny, not a man of his word.
Nope.
Honestly,
Nope.
though, yeah, I
L-Prod?
mean,
L-Prod.
I'm
I
looking
think-
forward to the snowball effect from Faye dropping 20, loses the tournament because Faye's play without Thorny.
hon-
Well, losers.
honestly, though, any ball knower will be able to tell you that, you know, once Faye locked into raise on split, it was
Yeah,
truly over.
it's
You know, I mean,
it is GG.
it is just,
Yeah.
and you know, I mean, look, I'm not as much of a Jesse hater as as Taylor, but
I'm not.
I mean,
I love.
I
love
mean,
Jesse
but
bits.
you know, look, I don't think they were gonna drop 20. I don't think they were just getting those 4Ks. You know, and it's like, it is unfortunate the way it ended up, but
I
yeah.
love Jessie with all my heart. I just had to make sure that everybody knew that she pied. Everyone has to know.
Yeah.
Wait,
Very
Jesse
important.
pied?
Yes.
Did Jesse-
Wait, she pied? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a pie and it was Jesse. Jesse
And,
pied.
and it was in an official as well. Ooh.
That's
Good to know.
unbelievable.
So we can watch it. We can watch it back.
We can
It's all on video.
Oh, that's amazing.
Excellent.
TMT watch party of Jesse's pie. Now that's going to be good fun.
All right, well, let's segue. We said earlier that, you know, if Thorny goes missing, FaZe will not win. However, there seems to be quite the trend of FaZe winning when Thorny isn't there. So, you know, maybe it would improve FaZe.
It's because me and King are the greatest players of all time.
That is a true fact.
Well,
This is a true fact.
I mean, it
Right
was
behind
fantastic.
Otaka.
Like you really love it when you're playing with a team and you've got duelists that are just happy to like go in to hell for you. And I mean, it's even better when they're just going into hell against each other. Like I said before, it's so fun to watch on your entries. I mean, my favorite part of the game personally was the level of calm I reached when I watched Cramvy strafe in 2 different directions whilst trying to kill a chamber that was looking at his Fade Eye. That was really like the lowest cortisol moment of my life was watching my Fade shift side to side trying to shoot a chamber that was looking the other direction.
I mean, yeah, you know, if you look at it though, ultimately it all comes down to teams subbing in WFC players and winning. I mean, everyone knows the greatest team to ever do it in PCMT. You know, if you just get 1 or 2 of the players on your team, you will win.
Loud,
The
correct
only
buzzer
MEA
noise.
team. It is the only MEA team to have ever won a season. That is
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, look, Nats did it, FaZe did it, XCC did it. It's a proven formula, guys. Look, it's right there. Just
Yeah, just
Yeah,
get
nice
one
guy.
of your players sick and get WFC players in on purpose. Do it.
Good tactic.
Fuck with the admins. We haven't had enough sub drama.
We
Let's
need
go.
more
Sub-dra- there's
sub-drama.
been no
We need
sub-drama.
more.
Exactly. That's what I just said. We've had none. We need some. You
Yeah.
know,
Corny is
It's
screaming
been
at the
so
walls right
quiet and
now.
peaceful.
Oh, Lord.
We need so much more drama, I think.
we do need so much more drama.
Yeah.
Looking at this FaZe game really seriously, I think it was a really impressive game, like all around. The team looked so much more functional, and I don't think that's without reason of the subs, but I don't think it's exclusively because of the subs either. I think the way that FaZe are playing now, like the style of having this like aggressive double duelist comp rather than these slower like map taking comps, like really slowly taking space and holding space, like the summit comp in the first game. I think it's really working a lot better, and I think when you watch FaZe games, you'll really see like when playing together and hitting sites together, everybody plays off each other very, very smoothly, and I think that was true in both games. And I think in the NIP game, and also in the first map against Hot that we saw a bit of, with Dragonfly and Thorny back into the team, you still see that really like nice play off of each other. Like whenever everybody's all in the same place in these team fights, it's very strong gameplay from FaZe, playing off each other, being aware of where each other are. The macro still seems to break down a bit, and that's where we see stuff much more like we saw in Haven against Hot. But I think for our team going forward, for FaZe going forward, there's a lot more positives to look at with that approach.
Yeah.
That- I do actually have a question for you, and that's Heath, and that's how is the calling in it? Like, is there one person like making most of the like big picture calls, the pre-barrier calls, or is there like just a kind of a mix going on, or is this really loose, just purely vibes based kind of thing?
It's been really interesting because it's been very different in each game. So in the first game, a lot of the calling was being done by Thorny, and then there was like mid-round inputs mainly from me, but also a bit from Dragonfly as well. And then when we went into the second game, obviously we didn't have Thorny and Dragonfly, so it shifted a lot more where a lot of the like barrier calls were actually being done by King. Was bringing a lot of ideas into the round, and then I felt like myself, Taylor, and King were all doing a lot of the mid-round calling. Specifically, like Taylor and King were doing a lot of stuff based on the site execs where they were more towards, and if one of them had died, on like early takes, was giving a lot of info to the rest of the team, commenting a lot of stuff, saying how we could set stuff up. And then on the opposite side of the map, I was playing like quite a heavy sort of lurk role and was relaying information that way. And then again, it changed when we had Dragonfly and Thorny come back in. Thorny was still calling, but not as much as before. It was much more split. I felt like, especially Dragonfly was doing a lot of pre-barrier calls compared to what he had in the first series he was there for. And then still mid-rounding was kind of a good split between myself, Thorny, and Dragonfly. So it's really quite like a fluid sort of whoever has an idea in the moment sort of thing. We're not one of these teams playing with a very set IGL, just sort of trying to make sure we're listening to each other's ideas.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Because I mean, I do feel
As
like
long as it works, it sounds great.
that-
Yeah.
well, I mean, does a kind of like make a lot of sense for me, because I do feel like the macro aspect definitely is quite inconsistent from round to round, game to game for you guys. So I feel like that, that sort of is what I would have imagined as well. But I do think if whenever it does kind of click, it does look pretty good. So we'll see how it goes in these remaining games, I suppose, which will be very big for FaZe as well.
I will also say I think the vibe swing from your first game to now for FaZe is incredible, because I remember watch partying the first game and everything, and it was so doomer. And then FaZe players came in afterwards, and they were like, you were so doomer, and it did not look great. And now, I mean, I think we're talking quite positively now, and it's going quite well, right? Like FaZe definitely on an upswing if we ignore the hot part, But
yeah,
and Taylor might have been ruptured.
I mean, hopefully Taylor's doing okay over there.
Mum asked me if
we lost him, guys.
Mum asked if I wanted chips. Serious emergency in the household.
Oh, very
Would
serious
you like
emergency.
Skittles with that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've actually
no.
got a mass.
Good.
Well,
Oh, I've been given some information from production. I'm being told to say that apparently FaZe would have better macro if Linus locked in. FaZe have a coach, Linus. I don't think he's been
Well.
seen for anything other than Wordle in weeks.
as
No,
usual,
a
it's
true Wordle
No,
specialist.
he dropped a highlight reel yesterday,
True, yeah, we can see what
and
you're
it
doing.
yeah,
was
that
amazing.
is-
It was really quite a good highlight reel.
It's not been anti-stratting.
As someone who has played with Heath a lot, FaZe are going to keep winning if he keeps shouting at people and getting angry at people. It's like when my parents got divorced whenever I play with this guy. I'm not even joking. Him and Evan, old married couple. I feel like I'm like, no, Mum, Dad, please stop fighting, please stop fighting. You make one bad call, Heath is inches away from calling you a word that you are not allowed to say in public anymore.
I'd like to defend myself from these allegations. My teammates were being dumb. It was deserved. You gotta put them in their place.
Yeah, but you
God.
can't call people that anymore, Heath. You can't do that.
I mean, Taylor, you're one to say it.
If it's accurate, what's the problem?
I never said anything bad. Ever.
Yeah, I mean-
For sure.
Never.
If it's accurate, it's not.
Yeah, I think I might
It's
need
not
to.
bad, it's just
I might need
descriptive.
to bring this mentality into my ranked
Okay,
games.
right,
I think
yeah.
my account will definitely last more than a week if I do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you were like Heath or Taylor in your rankings, good luck.
I am
buddy.
so fun loving. Maybe let's get off this topic before someone says something they regret.
Yeah, all right, let's go. Group Omega. All right, that was Group Alpha,
The dummy
which
group.
some people here
unfortunate.
have stated is the better group, which
Lie.
yeah, as a lie, but it's okay. People are allowed opinions, even if they're wrong, because I'm not Heath. Anyway, Group
Proof
Alpha.
will be in the pudding.
Group Omega now. Let's start with New. We start with New.
Yay!
Yay!
My team.
Let's go, Taylor. Do you want to say something immediately?
Yes. The team has not existed for the past month because I went on a journey to discover myself, and Heike went to Hong Kong. So there's not really a lot going on in.
It was Hong Kong
Newland.
specifically.
You have to ask Heike. I have no idea why he went, but he went to Hong Kong. Probably because
That
he's
was fun.
from there. Actually, would make more
Yeah,
sense.
that might have.
Yeah,
something to do
that
with
would
it.
make a lot of sense.
That really would.
I am not gonna say anything controversial. Everyone knows my thoughts about a certain something. The Foot Alliance is the greatest alliance in history. Greatest alliance ever. Nothing
Historical
really comes
history. Let's go.
I was not in the last game, but Bekosh is also the greatest player of all time. And yeah, I think that, to put it very vaguely, we would be in a different position if something. And that's all I've got to say on that topic.
Wow, that's so descriptive, Taylor. Thank you for the deep insight.
I can't say anything without crashing out or saying something that won't let me on the podcast anymore. So
very unfortunate.
I'm gonna have to shut
very
my mouth.
unfortunate.
I'm gonna have to shut my
Yeah,
mouth.
we are censoring you.
Well,
I want to be known.
I have some insight.
All right.
Jammit makes me feel things.
That's my line.
Sorry. I mean,
don't moan after saying that.
Who's got the picture where I said I wanted to rub his belly?
It's kind of just impossible not to. Hey, I'm taking him out to dinner. I've already told him this. As soon as I'm in Germany, this man's getting wined and dined.
Yeah, but you don't rub his belly like I do, so he's my teammate, not yours.
But
his
Foot
Alliance
was one
apart.
of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. His clutch on split was truly beautiful.
He is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
He is. What a beautiful man. What a beautiful man. What a beautiful player. But he needs to stop baiting to beat me on stats because it's making me feel sad.
I told you, I'm going to keep letting him bait me just to get over you. It's going to happen.
He really deserves to just bait people because he seems to just win every round that he baits. Like the game where you guys played against Seal, I think it was, where Bekosh was subbing in, it was just absolutely unbelievable because Bekosh would just go in and just kill 2 every round, and then if somehow Seal decided to play back into the round, Jammit would just win it. Like it would just happen.
It's the power of Kazakhstan. Bekosh is that guy.
Yeah.
Are you relying on ping abuses?
Well,
maybe.
If that were the case, I think Seal would not be 0-4 right now. But but I do think. I mean, I've not watched many of the nude games, unfortunately. But
homophobic much?
Yeah.
Popping out? Yeah.
Well,
okay, guys. This is a public broadcast. Anyone can see this. We need to stop saying that others call each other slurs or that other people are homophobic.
If any future employers see it, I am not actually homophobic.
So we have public proof that Tunnel's homophobic. I also love gay people.
I don't.
We have public proof.
Sorry.
Public proof that two of the
Alright.
people on the broadcast are homophobic. I slur everyone out. Dovey,
So
you're
does
a
Taylor.
beacon of innocence and joy among us.
Oh yeah, I've
I
never
see.
done anything wrong. I have famously never done anything wrong, and I'm a beacon of love and peace. Yeah, for sure, for
Peace and
sure.
love.
But if I have
Peace
one
and
thing,
love.
if I have one thing to say about Nu is that if Pengu ever levels up and reaches his final form, his team might be incredible. But
Not too much on Pengu. Not too much.
well, he's my go. That's what I'm gonna say. His individual stats and performance are not the greatest, but you know I know he has potential. He's a very smart player.
I
And,
can't lie. I put Pengu number 4 in last season's list, baby. And I stand fucking by it. He was the 4th best player in that season.
He certainly has one of the most innovative peaks I've ever seen, which is if you play skirmish against this guy, what will happen is instead of when you do a wide peak, usually you would move towards an object, he'll move as far back from an object as possible and wide swing you on an angle you didn't realize existed.
Pengu peak.
In a different postcode, just somewhere else.
The Pengu peak.
Yeah, you get Pengu peaked.
It's so good.
What can you do?
I mean, he finished with his dissertation in like a week and a half. So like once that's sorted as well, like he's gonna be radiant. So
that's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, my go.
Worried. This guy is smart. He has a girlfriend, and he's gonna be the best player in the world. We all have to aspire to be like him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, especially you, Tyler, for sure.
Girlfriend bit's not gonna happen, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate, but you know.
What happened to your wife and kids?
Okay. To stay a little bit on track. Nu are now 2-2. Their fate is like completely out of their hands. It's just between. I mean, it is all up to LARP. It is all up to LARP on how Purple Mega ends.
Out of our hands for a reason. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
No, we are not commenting on anything. Do not worry. Anyway, yeah, all up to LARP. LARP have the potential to push Newt down into the lowers. And if that comes to it, goodbye, Newt. Good luck. It's not happening.
You're
all love, but I'm just saying the truth, right? Because, you know, they play against Hot, and, you know.
Win a game!
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think we should move on to Sog now.
You could argue that Newt would be in a better position if certain players carried on hitting chamber op shots. I watched one attack half where somebody decided not to hit a single chamber op shot the entire time.
Did we play chamber?
No, a different team played chamber against a certain team that's above you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who played chamber in that match, but they had quite a few whiffs. It was pretty unfortunate to watch.
I think we should draw a line in the sand under that one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry, David. Don't.
I am also fully lost, but you know what? It's fine.
I am so. Lost.
This is a me and Heath special. Don't.
So
it slightly feels like you're slandering me, but
no. It's not anyone on the podcast.
Okay. Good to know.
We move on to Saga, I think, soon, right?
Oh. Yeah. Well, soon we of course mean now. Saga have managed to lose, which is amazing. They're not invincible. They can bleed. Wow.
Yeah.
Some might say
having the most fucked up fucking team creation of all time. All good.
They did lose, yeah.
Some might say that they did not take that game the most serious, but I mean,
what do you mean?
Well,
hey, look,
maybe Gecko on Breeze is just a new meta, and we're not ready for this revelation yet. I mean, I'm not so sure, but
I mean, we'll never know because Breeze is out of rotation here, right?
Exactly. I mean, you might as well, if you have a vision, you might as well implement it. I think.
I'm gonna have a little bit of slander, but no sane person is running the comps that they ran. That's all I'm saying.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
There has to be a reason why they ran those comps.
Yeah, they
think-
wanted to have fun.
I
I fear it was genuinely just
I
they
think
wanted to
we
have
know
fun.
the
You think that Astra Omen is not the new meta on Split?
I think that
Hmm.
there was a plan for the game in mind, but
I think
I'm
this
gonna
is
shut up.
very heavy-handed, Taylor.
One
And
thing
frankly,
heavy.
frankly, I do not agree with you. But, you know,
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I'd love to
okay,
say about this
okay.
series, the game we saw between Sog and Lab, is I was just really intrigued to see what sort of comp they would have run on Summit. Like I think their Summit comp could have been really interesting. I would have loved to see what they had gone up to, what they had planned on that map. But unfortunately, we'll never know. But I think we could have seen some really interesting things. But who knows? Who knows what could have happened on that map? But it was certainly an interesting game to cast. We saw some bizarre plays. Jamet and I in the casting booth were watching the entire map invert. We had Ellie as a defender in T spawn, and we had Autumn as an attacker in defender spawn. No idea how it happened. I watched the whole round. I still have no idea how either of them got there. We saw some interesting trips from Ellie, maybe some of the most innovative trips that I've ever seen, and Kieran using them in ways I never thought to use a trip, but successfully getting him more kills than he has in other maps. So it was honestly a really fun series to watch.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I think this team is the only team with, sorry, I have to bring it up. The only team in the tournament with 2 WFC players. And naturally, it is also the best team in the tournament. I mean, it truly was inevitable if you look at it from
That's
team
true, that's
creation.
I mean, that is what I said. You know, that is what I said.
Yeah, we get it, Tono. You won the first season.
Hey, look, I got carried, okay? Look, my team not doing too hard, no pun intended. But, I mean, everyone else, insane. I mean, you've seen it yourself. King, the GOAT of Valorant. I mean,
King is the GOAT of Valorant. I agree.
Yeah,
He's on my team.
You know,
he's my teammate now.
if you look at it, it's quite undeniable. But yeah, I mean, Sog in general just insanely stacked on the individuals. Because even their lower ranked players definitely capable of fragging, and then I mean, you have Autumn towards the top, just absolutely disgusting when she's feeling it. But
I mean, Charlotte just turns into the GOAT whenever she feels like it.
Yeah,
like the greatest
true.
vice player you've ever seen whenever they feel like doing it.
Yeah. I would argue that she's always the GOAT. She just doesn't show it all the time.
She's not the GOAT when she ranks Newt in B to banter me.
I mean,
poor moment.
I think the most impressive thing about Charlotte's gameplay is that I can only imagine that she's live casting the entire round to her team, and then the reason she does so well in these clutches is because it's the only time that she's focusing properly rather than practicing the already goated casting skills mid round.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlotte clutches literally every round I've ever watched Charlotte play, and I casted 2 full maps.
Yeah.
Like, if Charlotte's alive at the end, Charlotte wins the round, and I don't quite understand how it's possible, but it happens.
In the season 1 finals, on the first map Breeze, if Charlotte doesn't suddenly become the second coming of Forsaken, we win that map. Like that map specifically, I saw Charlotte and I shit my pants every time because I know I'm gonna lose.
I mean, it all comes back to it. I mean,
don't.
I'm a bum, I'm a fraud, and I got carried. And these players are just too good. What can you do?
We're all bums and frauds, and that's okay.
Yeah, that is true. Some of us more than others, but you know, that is true. Now, for Sog's playoffs chances, it is worth considering that Autumn is gone to an A and is no longer in the tournament.
Thank God.
Okay, right.
No, that's sorry.
That is certainly an opinion.
I didn't say that.
It's okay though, because with Autumn DCing from the game, we can rely on Osensia to come in and play for Sog. So there's always a replacement there available. So surely they won't have to worry. And they play so similarly. They have the same very aggressive.
They do play very similar.
Play where sometimes they just decide to run into people. Kill or no kill?
But yeah, without Autumn, how do we fancy Sog's playoffs chances? They are guaranteed the upper bracket. What do
Better
we
now.
think?
Better now that the team captain isn't being silly.
I mean,
Is it better now that they
look,
don't have a team captain?
you know, I think
Yes.
that
If
you
he
know,
says so.
Autumn is a very particular. Like she will have a lot of say in how she wants her team to play. Usually, I would say, but I mean, I also think it's kind of like her, like the combination of her tipping the spear and her like way of just kind of coordinating the team. I think it is part of the reason why Sorg is so successful, and I think losing that might actually hurt them, even if the replacement isn't a worst player on paper. I mean, I'm not sure what their replacement will be. I'm not really up to speed on that, but not sure if it's actually
not
like
sure there
known or
is.
decided.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm not
there
sure
is.
there is a decided replacement.
But
I
It's
think
me
as
actually. I'm the
yeah,
replacement.
it is Taylor. That is
It's
true.
me.
We're leaking it. It
yeah,
is
why
Taylor.
you already accepted you're going out to in playoffs? I mean, I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm on two teams.
Oh, two?
I've got two teams. I've got double the chances of making it further.
Yeah, well, see, if he's on New and South, surely it would be 0-3.
Well, I meant more like he's going 0-2 on Newt, and then he's gonna move on to
Well,
Sog
you think Newt is gonna get 2 games?
Oh well, that's my bad. Yeah.
Dovey. You're 0-4.
Yeah. And...
Do not throw stones from a very, very glass house.
Oh no, I love throwing stones through my own walls.
Huh?
I mean, wait.
Okay.
What I've seen is FaZe Taylor is 1-0, 2-0 on maps.
Yep.
I don't believe went negative at any.
One of the only 5 players to beat Nip. There's only 5. And I'm one of them.
Wow, what a statistic.
I know.
That's amazing.
Stats-based.
That's incredible.
Stats-based analysis is the only analysis.
Wow, yeah, I
Well,
mean, for sure.
You know, getting back onto like Sog a little bit more. I think that you know, it's hard to say how good they'll be exactly without knowing who will replace Autumn, but I do think, I mean, with them having multiple goats on the team, I think they'll be like a contender no matter what, even if they might get hurt by the fact that Autumn is not able to play for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
I actually. Sorry, Tono, I didn't mean to step on you.
No, I wanted to just give you the floor. Sorry.
So I actually have a slightly different opinion on this, in that although I think the identity of Sog has been like really defined so far by how Autumn's playing, I don't think that the potential is bound by how Autumn was playing. If anything, I do wonder whether a less coin flippy approach that relies solely on well, not solely, but very heavily on one player running in and killing a lot of people in rounds has been a big factor in defining a lot of Sog's success. When they have been playing them most successfully, Autumn was just running in and was just killing people. And I don't think that they really need to be doing that. There's so many shooters on that team that I think without Autumn, they can play a much different style of the game way more successfully. Because we'd see a lot of the time where Autumn would have these rounds where she wouldn't go in and just roll over a team like she can do. And these rounds, it's always putting a disadvantaged position for Sog, where although they are still able to take advantage of it still in many situations because the quality of many of the players on that team are so good, Luna and Faye both having like excellent games, Charlotte being so strong in the clutch as well. Like there's so much quality on that team that you do wonder if they bring another player in, are they able to just play just as well without the same inconsistencies? Yes, they may lose a slight amount of firepower, but I feel like the less coin flippy approach to the team could be a lot better, and maybe the vibes would improve quite a lot within the team when you're not dealing with that as much, where you're losing rounds based off of the team effort rather than one player really deciding how the round will go based off largely their own gameplay.
I think that's very valid. The only thing that worries me, like in that whole thing, is I'm just not sure if, like, depending on who replaces Autumn, they will lose a lot of the like vocal like calling and like just like the giving a direction to the team factor that Autumn I know Autumn brings. I mean I'm saying it's just based on having played one scrim with them, but I mean I do know that. I mean, maybe there will be other
Can
players
I
who
jump
step
in
up
on
when
that?
there's more space. Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I have played a lot of games with Autumn. I have played multiple organized events with Autumn, and I think it will very much show that Autumn is not on this team anymore. And it's not just like I see where you're going with the coin flippy approach, and I think we somewhat saw that in the Seal versus Sock game as well, where Autumn wasn't really like online that much, and was still doing these things and wasn't really finding that success. And Sock managed to win anyway, which of course is very congruent with your theory. Like they are very capable as a team, regardless of whether Autumn is there top fragging or whatever. But I think what will really hurt is that loss of direction and loss of leadership that Autumn brought, because I don't think they really have a leadership position. Like they don't really have someone else who can like easily step up and do that. And if it's going to be anything from them, it would have. I mean, either they get an amazing sub and the sub does it, and is that kind of team captain, or it is very phase style, if you will, where it's very communal in the calling and in the decision making and in everything. And not to say that they can't do that. I think they certainly could find success doing that. But I think that is a very different style. And I'm not sure how exactly that will go for them.
It's all good though, because Gino's going to come back from China with his like Top Gear Chinese Stig-esque cousin, and they'll just get like a Chinese IGL from China. So it's all good.
In 2.5 months.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, we'll stall the tournament until then. Hot phase won't finish by then. Shipty will be on holiday.
I mean, actually, outside of Shipty, we have 2 players who are gonna be gone for at least like 1.5 more weeks because of holidays and the like, and going to actually attend the playoffs in Barcelona. So it actually might not happen for a while, but
yeah, it might not happen for a while, but 2.5 months might be a stretch.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm sure we can delay it just for Gino though. It's Gino.
It is Gino. That is true.
He is an OG.
I'm sure we can delay it.
Well, I guess we just spend a whole lot of time saying we have actually no clue where the team is going to be going because
it is very dependent on their fifth.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But I will say, I think if it's a situation where they don't find a solid fifth, and they just get like a sub in on the day, I think they're gonna quite struggle with that.
Yeah.
There is still a good chance that they find success with that, especially if that sub is very good, which is possible, of course. And the players themselves are, of course, very good, and they've shown that. But I think if it's just like a sub on the day situation, they might struggle in playoffs.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think that they have too many goals on team, and they will make top 4.
I mean, if they do get first seed, if LARP do lose against Nats, and SOG retain their first seed, then it's just like what, 1 win away from top 4.
Yeah.
That's not very difficult.
I guess that's true.
So I guess if you look at it that way, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The odds that they make top 4 aren't bad.
Maybe they'll make top 3. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Anything can happen.
True.
Anything can happen. Now, to talk about Seal, we're 0-4. Taylor, you've been slandering me. What do you want to say?
To be honest, that's just me having a bit of fun. I think that 0-4 is actually like quite. What would the word be? I don't think it paints a good light on the team because I think you've been better than being 0-4. Like all of the games but one, you won a map. Like it's not like you're getting rolled over. You're not getting absolutely battered. And the thing is, the maps that you're winning are like pretty handily on your side as well. Like I remember like the first game against LARP, like that final, like I think you were up 13-12, and that like Gino was literally like a millimeter away from winning the 1v2 to win the game. So it's like all of it is sort of intangibles. I don't think you have been nearly as bad as 0-4, like as an 0-4 score suggests. I do think obviously losing Gino is a huge hit. I think it does really change things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But just to segue into that, without revealing too much, what sort of plans do you have in terms of incorporating the team to work in a different system, or are you going to try and just use Gino's protocols without Gino being there?
No. Okay, so what we were already doing before Gino left is we were moving away from the sort of system that we had in MISC last season, which I mean, you're familiar with that, Taylor. But,
yeah.
The other people might not, but which was a very structured system with Gino being like extremely vocal and doing like a lot of very heavy micro. And we were already kind of moving away from that, and especially moving away from like the sort of play style that typically encourages. We were trying to like play faster and not play as slow and defaulty because we were seeing that it wasn't really working. Or in some cases it was working, but it was very hit or miss at the very least. So I think surprisingly, even with Gino here, we would still be going in a similar direction that we are now. And we would still kind of be in a system where Gino isn't that like massively microing IGL. But of course, like the loss of Gino will have a massive impact. And obviously, and not just like in the calling structure, but also like in the fragging department, because I think on Seal we've had issues with just putting up the numbers sometimes. And Gino was one of the player, or was the player really doing it consistently. And losing him will hurt in that sense. I mean, we've got Bakash to replace him, which I mean, from a sample size of 2, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, he is really good. Just another like to go on to the Bekosh thing. Have you had sort of any time to incorporate the team? Like, have there been like sort of like, are you playing together? Are you setting out strats, or is it just kind of like waiting until playoff start, or what? How are you kind of going about it?
Well, so currently Ahmed is on vacation.
Right. Another one on vacation.
Yeah, another one on vacation.
Another one.
So we haven't really done much currently because we have 4 people, and Gino's in China and Ahmed's on vacation somewhere else. So we haven't really been able to start fully. We have done some scrims and like just 5 stacking before Gino left. But of course, that is also like a very different system with like Gino and Bakash, than it with just Ahmed and Bakash. So we haven't really started because we haven't been able to. But once Ahmed gets back, we absolutely will be preparing. Which is, I think that's what we do best. I think that's generally what the MISC players do best, is prepare.
Yeah.
For me, from the outside looking in, I think Seal is a bit of a, like, I mean, the roster now looking at, like, just taking the one that was with Gino. I think it's a bit of a rough case because you kind of have a lot of players who have like good how do you say, like, intangibles. I guess like good to bring a lot of like factors out into the table outside of just putting up the numbers. But I think that in terms of putting up the numbers, it is a bit rough, especially when you do have Gino on that IGLing role, because he doesn't frag poorly, but it's definitely not on the same level as what you might expect from someone of his rating in the system, sort of. And the same kind of goes. I mean, like, Otaka definitely doesn't frag poorly, but I think his value also is more in like the making space department than the just overall neon value. So it does leave you with, like, I mean, Ava, Dovi, and Ahmed being like the main fraggers, I suppose, on the team. And the problem with that being is that Ahmed unfortunately has to play in 100 ping, which does make it harder to consistently perform, I'd imagine. And I mean, Dovi and Ava definitely are bad fraggers, but also, I mean, just the competition, the field is so strong in that regard, like specifically in the frag, like in the just individual skill, that I think Seal do get left behind in some of these games a little bit, not by a huge margin, but I think that's one of the problems that you seem to have from the outside looking in. Again, I mean, what you said makes a lot of sense as well. Now that with like trying to play a bit looser, that makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
I feel like that is kind of a problem that the roster itself sort of has at its core as well.
I mean, I don't want to. Well, I can talk a bit because it's not set in stone what direction we will be going in for playoffs and in the future. But it was also a bit difficult because like Ever isn't like a bad fragger, but she's not who you should be looking for to put up numbers, right? She is very much also like that kind of intangibles person where she usually also like does IGLing and does mid rounding and puts in her like gives input and is vocal and she's very good at that. But when you're looking at Ever to kill people, I mean she'll do it, but yeah. And then I mean, to say it lightly, I'm not the most consistent fragger. I like to think that I am capable of putting up some great performances. I'm also capable of putting up absolute fucking stinkers, right? And when that happens, it's cooked.
I mean, to be fair, you dropped 29 kills on Breeze, so
yeah, and it wasn't enough. So
yeah, that's very true. It wasn't, but you dropped 29, so you can be proud of yourself.
I didn't drop 30 though.
Oh, you're so right.
I didn't drop 30, and
Truly
it doesn't look good. It does not look good on the stats page because it's not 30.
A skill issue. it just looks so uneven.
Yeah, I mean, it's
anyway,
just,
yeah. For playoffs, I'm dropping 30. Don't worry.
I think there's definitely players capable of putting up those really high highs on the team. It's just the consistency factor that's maybe missing a little
yeah,
bit.
for sure.
Yeah, I still think that I still think Seal has the potential to perform really well in playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
they're in a tough spot starting in lower bracket for sure, but I do see a world where they will come out looking pretty strong. Also, depending on what kind of we will see from is it Bekosh? Yeah, going forward, because obviously we've not seen much from him, but he's been the point of a lot of contention in terms of his individual ability.
I will say, I think it's kind of crazy that people were like, "Oh my god, he's so insane" when he farmed us. And
well,
to put it lightly, we did not play well in that game. So we really did give him a very easy time.
Some might say, but
some might say, I would say.
I do, yeah. I mean, I do think at least has shown that he is capable for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless of what his more average level is, I think we've seen it a little bit more in the other game he played on. What was it?
Against Saab.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right?
I mean,
but he just dropped. Like he was good in that game. But
he went over cross series. He went exactly even. So
yeah, exactly.
But as average as
Otaka also went exactly even in that game, which was insane.
Yeah.
That was amazing. But yeah, I mean, also part of the inconsistency for sure was that I was flexing around a lot, and at the end we kind of just said, yeah, fuck that, and we I mean, in a good part also me, but like we made as an executive decision as a team to just put me on chamber all the time, and I mean that might not continue into playoffs, but it looked pretty fucking good for that game. And I will say before that game, in every Seal scrim that I played chamber, I did drop over 1 KPI. So it's pretty good. Hopefully it stays good, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in the Seal run up until they meet Hot, obviously, but that's about.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see each other in the lower finals. Let's go. Whichever one of us wins that wins the event.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, really.
True. Any other thoughts?
No.
Anyone else want to say something? I've yapped a lot about my team here.
No, I think we should move on.
All right, Nats it is.
I am going to buy all of the Nats players Lamborghinis and yachts and whatever they want if they beat LARP.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean,
we are also holding you to this, Taylor.
Don't.
No, we are.
But to be real, I think Nats look like actually like really good. They were kind of
They do.
a little bit of an unknown when they first came in. Like there's a few players there that we, don't know. Actually, I think all of them we don't know. To be fair,
Yeah, I mean that was also partially because none of like one person on the team was a person that was on the team when it was created.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 people on the team dropped out, and 2 of us got transferred to Seal.
But
So-
they do look really really good.
That is true for sure.
I think the Asura might be the funniest person ever. I don't think I don't know if they how do I put this? I think the most impressive game I watched from them was them against Seal. And Tonoman was the greatest player I've ever seen in that game. I don't know, and this isn't to throw shade at the team. I don't know if they can replicate that performance all the time. They have really strong players. They have like good fundamentals. They are clearly a good team, but the highest highs I have seen have not been replicated yet.
Yeah, I mean, also from my only experience playing with them in that game versus Seal. I mean, I think that the team is gonna always be a little bit inconsistent just because they're not playing any kind of like.
Yeah, I do hear they very much live up to the name Eva gave them.
It's a very like loose style. They just kind of say fuck it, we ball, and they just. I mean, they have good ideas and they have good reads for sure, but there's no necessarily like fixed sense of their set direction or any kind of like consistent factor they bring. They just kind of show up and play the game, and they're good players and they do well. But I think it's it's gonna always inevitably gonna come with some inconsistencies if you don't have at least a little bit more like factors that you keep the same, or like things that you do to kind of try and be consistent as a team. Also it's so much easier to play the game when I'm not calling holy, but yeah, no, I think
perhaps
that,
when you're non-duelist.
well, calling and duelists, it's not for me. I found that out for sure this season, but
Yeah.
no, I think Nats is like they have like high highs, but also some lower lows, and it's I think they're like a solid team, but I'm not expecting the most from them, even though they are my goats. But I think they also could just like show up at exactly the right moments and go really far anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll see.
Sorry,
No, you go ahead.
I have 3 main things to say about Nats. One is I think Astra came into the tournament and surprised a lot of people when he like initially put up some crazy performances. I've been playing a little bit with this guy recently. I think he might be better than what he was doing in those games, to be honest. I think if he like really starts to lock in some of these games in the tournament, he's going to be doing some crazy things. Because I mean, this guy is unbelievable. Like I play some duo games with him, he does some crazy stuff. He's a really solid player. I mean, I played a game of Ascent with him where I dropped 8 kills and he dropped 35, and that was just the reason that we won the game. Like, I'm just getting hard carried by this guy, and he's hitting the most ridiculous plays. And I mean, you can have teams like that don't really do that well when you have a player like that. But I think what's really impressive about Nats is like the next thing I want to say is that Denial just provides so much value. Like, it's not even the fact that this guy will just like hard frag and win a game like he did on that final map against Newt. He played super well. He just provides so much consistent threat with the way he plays around his Odin and Ares that you have to change your own game plan into him, which is such a scary thing to come up against, especially if you start to build momentum and he figures out something to do with that Odin, with that Ares, that becomes the reason that you have to play the game a different way. And the third thing relates to this game against Seal, and again, relating to some of the conversations I've had with Astra is that I have never heard some quite beautiful romantic descriptions that I have about a person as I have from from Astra about Tono. I think he might be in love. Like, it's the only thing I
Yeah.
can figure out. Like,
You might be right.
I think you've got a not so secret admirer, because he was very happy to say that you might be the best player in the world.
I mean, to be fair, if Tono was on my team and he was doing the things that he was doing on that sunset, I think I would say the exact same thing. I casted that game. I was in it all the entire time. I just could not stop saying, "Oh my god, it's Tono! Tono's done it again! Tono's done it again!"
Yeah, I mean, they talk about the nude phase alliance, food. I mean, we've had quite a lot of subs exchange as well. I mean, I subbed in for them once, and Spolen subbed in for Hot multiple times. Unfortunately, the results, well, they have been a little bit more up and down, but still, I mean, I love this team, and they might be my
Hats.
favorite. I mean, yeah, they have so much potential for sure. I mean, and I love Astra as well. My goat.
Heath, you keep flashbanging me with your fucking leg changes. It's insane. You've done it like a dozen times now.
He keeps going green for an amazing reason.
Yeah, he's green for an amazing reason.
He's green for an amazing reason.
I
mean,
He's green because he can be placed there.
I mean, we have to add Tono and Azra as the newest bromance in PCMT. We've got too many going on, but now we have another one.
What do you mean, bro?
Boyfriend. There you go.
Yeah.
That's better.
There we go. There we go.
There are so
yeah.
there are so many boyfriends.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't played much, of course, with like Denial and all the other people because most of them aren't active. They're living up to the name. But for the short period of time where I was on Denial's team, I can certainly vouch for him. He really does bring a lot to the team, and like in every department, really. Like he's not super vocal, but he's pretty vocal. His fragging is good. He's just a very good all around player. Only good things to say about him, really.
Yeah, that's also one thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's one thing that I think I wanted to really say about Nats is that especially Azra and Denial, but it's just honestly everyone on the team they're really good at like making up plays on the fly. It feels like pre-round, just quickly coordinating some sort of thing that they want to do. I mean, an example from Sunset when we were playing is like we called the paper XP main strat with the Sage Wall where you catch the people in mid off guard. I mean, we never had any kind of prep or anything for that. We just kind of did on the fly and it just worked perfectly. And it's I was really impressed with how good they're able to coordinate these kind of things without having it set in stone or practice or anything like that. And that's one thing that I think is definitely one of their strengths as well, I would say, at least from my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much only good things to say about Nats. Looking good. They're locked into the upper 3 spots for playoffs. I
think they're just the most universally like team. Everyone likes Nats.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is difficult to dislike people you never see.
That's also a good point.
Nah, I can do it. This Denial guy needs to stop. Stop him.
All right.
Dirty Odin a bit.
Stop this guy, bro. Watching this guy play against Dino,
it's unethical, is what it is.
It's so unethical.
It's so unethical.
I'm watching fucking Death Note instead of Valorant. It's like she's just trying to fucking outplay each other with this Odin bullshit.
What
Shoot the guns!
What happened to good old-fashioned Phantom and Vandal? We have been taken over by perverts. It's disgusting.
It's so good. It's amazing.
No.
Anyway, to move on, finally, LARP, the last team we haven't talked about yet, the only team who have a variance of such a massive variance of either first or fourth.
I know what
are the
way
top
I need
seed
them to go.
Or not even on the top 3.
I need them to go a certain way.
Oh yeah, I mean we know you do. But the other 2 people, What do you think? What?
Well,
Okay. Actually, Eve,
I have one thing to
Sorry.
say, but I'm not going to because I know you guys won't like it.
no, we need to hear it.
What are
Come
you
on.
going to say, Tono?
Spit it out.
Well, you know, they do have Might on the team, and as we all know,
Here we go.
but I mean, he is the GOAT. Might's the GOAT.
He was the season 1 MVP for a reason.
Yeah.
He was, yeah, but honestly, he hasn't been doing the same things that he was in season 1, really, necessarily. And LARP still look good. It looks a lot more, I don't know, like a lot more communal, rather than just doing what he did in season 1, necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this team is like maybe the most averaged out in terms of like the performances of the player. Like, I feel like everyone on the team has some really good performances. At least maybe
and some of them have some really bad ones.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Synth is like more consistent towards the bottom, but except for him, like everyone else kind
No,
of.
no, I was not talking about Sim. But a certain player went 0 and then 33.
Surely my
So-
Ascendant player would get a kill.
You'd think.
Surely,
You would
surely he would get a kill against the 0-4 team.
You would think.
Yeah, well, it is a friend of Jesse, so I mean, I know Taylor knows what's up. But
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, very good point. Very good point, Tono.
I'm sorry.
Very good point. I just wanted to say that I actually think that LARP are just a really, like, just across the board solid team. Like, they don't have to rely on mid-A to do everything. Like, they don't have to. And I want to say, by the way, stop slandering Ellie, okay? Right? The trips, they're not bad. I've opened my third eye. They are avant-garde. They're creative. You know what I mean? They aren't...
They are very creative.
They aren't boring and basic, like, oh, I'm going to put one on the flank. That's
The
boring.
trips thorny things are there when he jumps over ones that don't exist.
Thorny's stupid. Anyway, like,
Tell
they're
us,
not...
Jacob.
They're not, you know, they're not boring. They are exciting and they are beautiful. Okay, stop slandering my goat Ellie. Stop it.
I mean, Ellie is the first Cypher I've ever seen use TP because, again, I have no idea how they get into some of these positions. Like, I'm watching Ellie in positions that I'm like, they had that space. How? And Ellie's there. They're just there. It doesn't make sense. You don't need to understand how Ellie plays. You just need to understand that Ellie plays and that Ellie wins.
Ever since the season 1 finals, I am like people were never really talking about Ellie that much, but like they can be terrifying to play against. Like some games it's just like they're just like in angles like exactly at the moment where you don't expect them, and then they just shit on you sometimes, and it's just like it is actually really hard to play against in some games. Like, and they also have some games where they're not as crazy, not as trying as much maybe, but when they do show up, it can be really terrifying, honestly. And I mean, I think that goes for a lot of these players. I mean, Might, we all know, like, the ceiling is insanely high for him, and I think, you know, Kaiser and AutoQT, they all also have put up really good performances. So it's like I feel like you rarely get games where everyone on this team is just not showing up. But then again, some maps it does look like they all just forgot how to play the game. So it is a bit of a puzzling reality for them. But I mean, if you like average it all out, I think it's a really good team still, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I know that if I'm if I'm Taylor, I probably would be hoping for more than that.
I'm not even like I'm not even joking here. Like, I like all of the players on LARP. I get along with all of them. I think they're all very, very nice people. But I've never preyed on a team's downfall as much as I have been. Like, I love them all to bits. Ellie's my former teammate. One of my favorite players to play with. I get along so well with them. I need you to get... I'm speaking directly to LARP. I need you to miss every shot, make every bad call, run into every stack. You have to be the worst team in the world, please.
Well, that seems like a good one.
Tana, what do you think about the prospect of playing as LARP for your first game in the lowers? Does that sound
Oh
fun?
no. Well, I mean, I'm sure that like Might will remember that we're like homies and shit, and won't
Yeah.
will be one less person to worry about. But I mean, this team, it's definitely like you'll never feel comfortable playing against them, I think, and yeah. But it doesn't matter because we
Wow.
got the best player in the tournament on our team, so it's all good.
I felt very comfortable playing against them on Lotus.
Well,
So I think it is very possible to feel comfortable against them.
I guess that's a fair point.
But yeah, I mean, how assuming that Loib do make the upper bracket, how do we fancy their chances? If they
Quite
make
high.
lures, of course, it's very difficult. But
I fancy them quite high.
okay, well, that's very specific.
That's all I got.
But yeah,
They might play
it
phase.
is difficult.
So it's a free win then.
I mean, it's basically straight back to lowers for them.
Basically.
It's fine. I know what Kieran's going to do in any match, so it's all good.
Well, I mean, you don't. It might be 0. It might be 33.
No. Like it's fine. I know what he's going to do, so I can make sure it's 0 every time. It's all right.
I just trust the fundamentals like quite a lot. I think like Kaiser's a really good like vocal and has really good ideas about the game and keeps the mental like really, really stable. So it's even if they weren't in lowers, I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. But if they do start in uppers, like they're one of those teams where they're in the final and you're almost like, yeah, you're like, you know what, I can see it. I think it's a tough run, and I think what we've seen doesn't inspire like a ton of confidence. But just from like, I know it's kind of like a BS answer, but just from playing with them and knowing them as people, uppers and lows in them aren't gonna matter. They're not gonna matter like in their heads. They're gonna be like, oh, it's just another game. Like then they're not gonna think too deeply on the situation that they're in.
The problem for me is on the flip side. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The problem for me on the flip side is that like I think there will be a game at some point throughout the playoffs where they are gonna be looking a little bit worse. Like they'll have enough day eventually. I feel like looking at how they've been performing until now. But I think if they do manage to lock top 3 and start in the uppers, I think that could be huge for them. Just because then they do have that one game that they can play a bit worse and then just keep it going from there. I think that'll make a big difference for them.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think as well, if they are to make a good run into playoffs, I'm not definite on this, but I think they're one of the teams that we've seen the most variety of maps out of. So they're very comfortable to play a lot of different maps, which obviously when it gets to the point where you're playing a BO5 is going to be very useful because you're going to be able to play a lot more maps and you're going to be able to ban basically just whatever the other team's bad at. If you're able to play like whatever's in the pool, like these guys seem to be able to get reps on everything, try stuff out, see what does work, see what doesn't work, understand that. That's putting them in an advantage further in, especially if they're still able to like redevelop stuff on maps so that don't get countered and antied on stuff that we've already seen from them.
Yeah, they did play 5 maps. One of those was Breeze, so
yeah,
about half the map pool we've seen from them. I have been told to hurry it up a bit, but one final thing I wanted to do before we go to Ataka's seal of approval is I wanted to talk about what we think the chances are that a lowers team actually makes a run. Like, I know we keep talking about it, like, yeah, it's gonna happen, but it is 7 games in a row to win. 6? It's 6 games in a row. Sorry.
It depends who it is. Like, it completely depends on who it is. Like, no,
put any team you want in the lowers. Literally anyone. Picture anyone in the lowers. What do you think are the odds that they make it?
Okay, excluding my team, I think there's 3 that I think can make the run, and that's Atlantic, FaZe, and NiP. I don't really hold out much hope for anyone else.
So you do think Alpha is better? Yeah.
I was about to say.
No, I just don't want. I just don't want to call the other teams dog shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well,
so 3 teams, you think? Yeah. And it's pretty likely that we will see one of them in the lowest.
Yeah, that's where I stand. I don't really have much faith in any of the other teams to make that run. Obviously, my team's going to win the whole thing, so it doesn't matter. But the other teams might get to the finals, so that'd be cool for them, I guess.
I think like ultimately, like in this format, in this kind of tournament, like literally anything is possible. I mean, the lowest run is very hard, but it's if you win 1 or 2 games, I think it's very easy to kind of start feeling it a little bit and just vibes, momentum, whatever. I think it can make big difference, especially because you will start facing teams that just lost the game, and they will all be like potentially just like feeling a little bit worse about themselves. They won't have much momentum. The teams that are going to be dropping down to lower. So I think at least making the run up until lower finals, I think it's actually like it can happen pretty quickly. My only problem is like the map feeder disadvantage in the lower finals, depending on the team, could be very rough. Like I think that could be just the deciding factor for a lot of teams. But I mean,
do you think that the momentum will sustain itself over like multi-week long breaks between games?
Well,
because realistically, that's what it'll be.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I think a lot of it actually depends on how quickly the games happen, because if you can snowball on momentum,
for sure,
it's hard to stop. But say that let's say, for example, I don't know, Hot beat Nip in lowers round 2, right? Let's say that happens, and then Hot are like, oh my god, we just beat like one of the best teams in the tournament. We feel great. 3-week break.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, we will be looking at pretty long breaks between games because like scheduling 2 specific teams to play against each other is never easy.
Yeah, I mean, like I think we'd be better off waiting for another solo eclipse than for a day where all 5 hot members are available at the same time. But I mean, that's just how it goes, I guess.
6-month-long playoffs.
All right,
it's going to be a 6-month-long series against FaZe.
I think.
I mean,
I think all the admins are praying for us to get eliminated. To be honest, just for that reason.
Well, you and Nats apparently. You and Nats.
Yeah.
Heath, what do you think? How do you fancy the chances
of a lower bracket run?
Yeah.
It's tough. I don't think it's impossible. I feel like the way that this tournament is structured, it leaves a lot of room for like really big shifts in quality. Like, for example, the tournament was seeded now like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I think. About 2 months now. So like that's a lot of time for players to improve and for players to get worse. For example, I've gone from Immortal 2 to Ascendant 1 because I'm watching dog shit. So like FaZe would be in the dirt if it weren't for the fact that Nana's the fucking GOAT and somehow he went from Plat to Ascendant level in like the space of that 2 months.
Nana is the GOAT.
Exactly. So like there's a really large amount of room for teams to fluctuate in terms of quality, and with so many players going on holidays and having commitments with uni or work, not being able to practice, we can really see like really big swings. So I think it's very hard to just say that just because one team brings like one level of play like 2 weeks away from another game, that they'll bring that same level again. And I think that makes it really interesting to play and really interesting to watch, because you just really can't count anybody out. So I do really think that basically any team in the tournament can make a lower bracket run if the right situations come about. Like if their players are able to prac a lot, if they're able to improve, if they start to understand how their team works. Like there's so much room for improvement, like individually and team-wise.
All right, I pretty much agree with that. I would talk more, but we need to hurry it up. So the last thing, because we've been here for like 2 hours at this point.
Yeah.
So let's shut up. The last thing that we've got planned for this Bronze Babble is Otaka's seal of approval. And now production, but Otaka made a really nice and cute little graphic. And I hope we'll be able to show it on stream. Now I don't have the stream up, so I don't actually know if it's happening. Do any of you?
Let me have a little look.
That would be amazing.
If I can find it, Jesus.
W seal.
Yippee, the seal. do
The
love
stream
Seal.
is on a bit of a delay from where we're taking this conversation.
Yes, it is.
It is. Amazing. It is up. So then I believe, as it is, okay, so Thorny has messaged me. We can look at his screen share on Discord. We are ready to play it on stream. Let's hear
Attacker seal of approval.
It's
it. And
incredible.
attack seal of approval this week goes to H.
WH.
WH. Without whom none of the
Mediator.
production would look anything alike of how it is. Yeah, Attacker
WH.
wrote in Mediator due to H's role mediating some certain dramas that we are not talking about, but that Attacker thought would be important to consider, which I think is perfectly reasonable. And I think it is just, I mean, H has just been doing some very good work, all in all, being very involved in EMEA despite, not being from EMEA. And just shout out H. Shout out the entire production team, but in this case, shout out H.
God, I
much
can't
okay.
believe they're gonna make me say positive things about this fraud. Holy.
Well,
I
you
mean,
have to.
You have to be nice to H. You have to.
You don't.
Yes, you do.
well,
I fucking love H.
he is to go on production though. I mean, he doesn't prod maybe as much as some other people do, but he does so much work to like actually make things happen. So props to him for
Yeah.
that.
Props to H.
And he
WH.
let me cast an NA game drunk, so that's always a respectable trait to have.
WH. We would not be able to do everything that we do without him. So
Yeah. And I think that's it for this week's Bronze Babble. Well, this week, I say. It has been like 3 weeks since the last one, but, for this episode of Bronze Babble. Yeah. We have yapped a lot. We have babbled a bunch.
yeah.
You have heard a lot of things, and we've left a lot of threads unresolved. But you know what? Fuck that. It's been long enough.
That's why we do another episode. We'll close up the thread.
Exactly. And thank you all for a lovely episode of Bronze Babble. Thank you to Taylor, Heath, Tano, all of you, and also thank you to Thorny for producing this. And thank you for Attacker for making Attacker seal of approval.
And thank you, Dovey, for hosting. And thank you,
There you
Pengu,
go.
and thank you, Pengu, for doing the runner show as well.
Oh, true.
True.
To go. Yeah, don't forget.
And I think that's that. I think we are ready to leave. If we haven't already, I still don't have the broadcast.
I have
Maybe
to
I should
go